In the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, there are three basic tiers of cards when it comes to power. You have the unlimited cards, cards which are playable in any deck because they pose no real threat to the game in terms of breaking it. The next highest tier is cards that find themselves on the banned or limited list, cards that are so good that Konami can't allow their power to go unchecked and need to place restrictions on them. But the highest godlike tier of Yu-Gi-Oh is where you'll find bootleg cards, which are so legendary that they defy logic and grammar alike. These are the top 10 bootleg Yu-Gi-Oh cards of all time. Starting off the list at number 10 is Black Cow's Magician. Black Cow's Magician is a level 8 dark attribute magic using junta ceremony monster with 2800 attack and 2600 defense. Its effect reads, landing by the ceremony of the cow's black magic, must give off total 8 stars more cards from the hand or from the field. Right off the bat, we have a pretty respectable beat stick at 2800 attack points with fairly easy summoning requirements. You just have to give off 8 of your stars, and then the ceremony of the cow's black magic allows this bad boy to land on the field. That said, its effect stops at its summoning requirements, making Black Cow's Magician essentially a vanilla monster, and that's why it only takes the number 10 spot on this list. Number 9. Beaver Warrior. Beaver Warrior is an Earth attribute level 12 Beast Warrior type monster with 1200 attack and 1500 defense. Although it is a vanilla monster, in terms of 12-star monsters, which of course require 2 tributes to summon, you really can't beat 1200 attack points. On top of that, it packs a whopping 1500 defense points, which are extra effective when battling in the prairie. That clearly makes up for what this creature lacks in size, being a mere tiny brontosaur towering over the landscape. If you think this card is a powerhouse, it's actually nothing compared to the next card on this list. Up next at number 8 is Call for Buddhist, a dark level 4 conjurer type effect monster with 800 attack and 1600 defense. Most of this card's strengths lie in its effects. It gets changed to defense, whether this card is normal or if the flop has been summoned. 2 conditions, either of which are pretty easy to meet. If the card is abnormal, you can change it to defense as long as the flop has been summoned. But even if it hasn't, you can change it as long as the card is normal. On top of that, the card asks you politely, please change it to defense, a level of manners not seen on most cards. As if that weren't enough, once per turn, if you discard a magic card, the monster one body from the special summon level 4 my deck cannot attack this turn. That pretty much speaks for itself if you ask me. At number 7, we have Dog Sufferer. Dog Sufferer is a level 4 wind attribute animal fighter type monster with 1400 attack and 1800 defense. Pretty impressive already, but when you see its abilities, you'll understand why it earned this place on the list. Not only can Dog Sufferer live with different troubles, it can even change these into human body during the strict cultivation. Basically, Dog Sufferer is capable of channeling his own misfortunes into the creative energy required to generate human life. You remember how in the original Yu-Gi-Oh anime there was this otherworldly power associated with using one of the Egyptian god cards? That even using a forged copy was enough to cause lightning to issue forth from the heavens and strike down the blasphemer? Yeah, those guys are Wadapons compared to Dog Sufferer, and there's really no way around that fact. Number 6. Greedy Pot. Now we're really getting into the heavy hitters on this list. Greedy Pot is a level 2 Devil Attribute magic card with the following devastating effect. Just draw out 2 cards to destroy it. Why this card isn't topping tournaments and absolutely defining the modern meta is beyond me. This is a flat-out +2 in card advantage, since it allows you to draw 2 cards and then destroy it, presumably meaning any card on the field. Run Greedy Pot as a staple 3 of in all of your future decks, and your opponents will be scooping left and right, I guarantee it. Number 5. It is a huge scorpion with evil soul. At number 5, we have It is a huge scorpion with evil soul, a light attribute, level 7. In normal, it will reserve power type trap monster. Now you may be thinking, only 300 attack for a tribute summon? That hardly seems worth it when you can get the 1200 attack powerhouse Beaver Warrior on the prairie. It is a huge scorpion with evil soul is kind of a dark horse underdog card because of its card text, which reads, but it has tremendous potentials. Pretty inspirational stuff, right? Are you going to go for the safe bet, the Brontosaurus named Beaver Warrior? Or are you going to place your victory in the hands of this huge scorpion? Sure, he has evil soul, but he also has tremendous potentials. I'll side with this trap monster every time. Number 4. Black Man-Eating Shark. For normal, non-bootleg Yu-Gi-Oh cards, the upper threshold for printed attack and defense values is usually 5,000, but the number 4 spot on this list blows that ceiling clear out of the water. I'm talking, of course, about Black Man-Eating Shark, a level 5 fish fusion type effect monster with 21,100 attack points and 13,200 defense points. This thing eats Blue Eyes White Dragons as appetizers and Dystopia the Despondence as a light lunch. This thing plays with Rocket Arrow Express and Super Dimensional Robot Galaxy Destroyer like they're his damn Hot Wheels. This absolute behemoth of a beast, this mutated megalodon, could get hit with Shrink and still attack over a Dark Magician for an OTK. But the power of bootleg cards is truly limitless. So there are still 3 cards even more powerful than Black Man-Eating Shark. If you find yourself unlucky enough to face this monstrosity, there's one back row card that you should keep in your deck just in case. What happens when Black Man-Eating Shark swings at you with over 20k attack points? Well, you just life point that sorcery. Number 3. Life Point That Sorcery. The number 3 spot on this list, Life Point That Sorcery, is an equipped trap card, and its effect reads, can make come from one monster that attack that opponent is incalid, and can let the opponent suffer the disservice of the similar to the attack dint of that monster point number. Wow, Konami must be asleep at the wheel letting this absolutely broken card fly under the ban list radar all these years. Not only is Life Point That Sorcery extremely splashable, but also it allows you to let your opponent suffer the disservice of the attack dint of a monster point number. If you're not running this as a 3 of in every deck, what are you even doing? Number 2. Beckus. At number 2 is one of the most mysterious cards on this list, known simply as Beckus. Without any attribute or types, it's unclear if Beckus is a monster or trap card, or perhaps some yet unknown black and purple colored card type that Konami has kept secret from the player base, probably due to its vast and unknowable power. According to the card effect, Beckus allows you to give up a mere 1,000 point of life scores to choice a can from the deck as you like. Normally, cards that can search out cans from your deck as you like come with a much higher drawback than 1,000 point of life scores, because of the pivotal role that can advantage plays in the game. The fact that you can just used in your main bout only adds to the card's versatility. By exercising this option, the score of the life will start from 6,000 point, meaning Beckus has the power to alter the rules of the game itself. And yet, there is one card that can defeat it, a card so powerful that it transcends the limitations of numbers entirely. Number 1. Darkly Big Rabbi. Darkly Big Rabbi is a level 12 dark attribute warrior race type effect monster with infinity attack and infinity defense. Its effect reads, when the Beelzebub seal was been untied, any enemy will been destroying at minute. The final 7 words of this legendary card's effect really help our feeble minds to comprehend a small fraction of its strength. The words will been destroying all imply different tenses, future, past, and present respectively, the totality of all time condensed into one universe-shattering at minute, all of that multiversal energy focused into a single instant, allowing you to destroying any enemy. Some say this image has been doctored because Konami couldn't possibly print even one copy of such a card. Others say the person who forged this copy was obliterated milliseconds after uploading this image, completely erased from the time stream, as if they never existed in the first place. And I'm sure you can see why. The will of Darkly Big Rabbi is far beyond our comprehension. So there you have the top 10 bootleg cards in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Hope you enjoyed this insight into some of the most broken powerhouses in the game. I actually run a Beckus Life Point That Sorcery deck, so if you want to see my deck list, just leave me a comment down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.